Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, Jim Brown, Dave Winfield, Jackie Robinson, John Elway, Tony Gwynn, Joe Mauer, Bob Gibson, Jim Thorpe. What do these names all have in common? These are some of the greatest multi-sport athletes of all time. Very few were ever able to play more than one sport professionally. Everyone knows of Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders playing football and baseball at the same time. However, we have not seen a multi-sport athlete at the professional level since Deion and Bo Jackson. But what if, in some alternate universe, there was an athlete so skilled, with so much prowess in so many different sports, that his talents simply could not be contained to one or two of these athletic endeavors? What if there was a man capable of playing 3 sports at once? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Jason Thorpe, the ultimate athlete. In this series, we will be going through the career of Jason Thorpe, as he plays professional basketball in the NBA, professional baseball in the MLB, and professional football in the NFL. This series will be contained by months on the calendar. We will go month by month through his career in each episode and see how he performs in his respective sports. This will be all streamed live on my Twitch, so go check it out. Link both on screen and in the description. Now we have to build the ultimate athlete. The first thing that we must do is determine which sport is his primary sport. Now, the reason this is important is this is the sport that will take priority for Jason when conflicts come up on the schedule. Now, playoffs, no matter what, will take hold, and the 3 sports don't have playoffs anywhere near each other, so we don't have to worry about that. But let's say he's primarily a basketball player, that's his main sport. The football playoffs for the NFL would still take priority for him over a regular season basketball game. I hope that makes sense. And if it hasn't been clearly explained yet, all of these schedules will be overlapping at one time, so he'll have to navigate the differing schedules. First things first, though, what is his primary sport? Primarily a basketball. The next thing we need to figure out is what his position in basketball will be. Now, you'll notice that one is missing. There is no center on this wheel. The reason being is so that logic can still apply. I am capping his height at 6'8". And if you follow the NBA, you will know that there aren't exactly many 6'8" centers. I think that's a height that he can still succeed at power forward. So 1 through 4, I'm going to keep that an option. So let's see. What position will Jason primarily be? He will primarily be a point guard. Right, and even though basketball is kind of becoming a sport of anomalies, you still have to be within a reasonable height for a point guard. So, I have on this wheel heights from 5'10" all the way up to 6'6". And let's see what height our ultimate athlete will be. He will be 6'4", 6'5". 6'4" as a point guard. So next, let's figure out what position he'll be playing in baseball. Now, 6'4" is a height that you can't really say wouldn't fit anywhere on a baseball diamond. So yeah, let's just see where in baseball he will be playing. And he will be a third baseman. Jackson and Sanders were both outfielders, so this will be a little bit different. What position will he play in football? Where will he play in football? Being 6'4", he could play quarterback. He's a little tall for running back. He could be a big boy wide receiver. He would be basically right at the bottom edge of tight ends, but he could definitely make it work. He could be a linebacker. He could be a cornerback. He'd be, a tall cornerback out there covering the tall wide receivers in the league. Or he could be a safety. Let's see which position he'll be playing during the football season. And he's playing quarterback. So now that we know where our player is playing, we now need to figure out what he's good at. So how I broke it down is there's 4 tiers of skills that Jason can start out with. He can have elite skills. He can have great skills. He can have good skills, and he can have poor skills. Now, each sport, I'm going to break down the statistics that go into making a player, who they are in these video games. I broke them each down into 5 categories. You'll get a elite skill, 2 great skills, and 2 good skills. When it comes to baseball and football, you'll get 1 elite skill, 1 great skill, 2 good skills, and 1 poor skill. So 1 skill got bumped from good to great and poor to good. So let's see, what is Jason Thorpe elite at when it comes to the game of basketball? He is an elite finisher from the point guard position. What is he great at? We're taking 2 names. We're taking 2 skills here. He's going to be a great playmaker, and he's going to be great at athleticism. He's going to run fast, jump high. Not with the elite of the NBA, but he's going to be very, very serviceable. Which means defense and shooting he's just going to be good at. So, as mentioned, the 5 tools of baseball were the categories I broke his skills down into. Fielding, power, contact, arm, and speed. However, since this is 1 character across 3 different video games, because he already got athleticism as a great skill in basketball, he has his speed took his great skill position here in baseball and will in football. So what's left is elite, 2 goods, and a poor. What is he absolutely elite at in the game of baseball? Jason Thorpe is an elite contact hitter when it comes to baseball. He's going to put the ball in play, and he's going to try and beat it out to first. Now, what is he good at? What is he a serviceable MLB player at? Kind of need all of these. These are pretty important. Okay, so he's got a good arm from third base. Pretty important. Got to get those, speedy guys that he himself is. What else is he good at? He's got good power. He's got good pop from the plate. So he's a poor defender. He's got a rocket arm from third. So good chance he might get some games at DH depending on, where he ends up, which is coming soon, don't you worry. We'll get that sorted out. But he's a poor defender. Okay, so getting 5 skills for a quarterback was a little bit more tricky than I thought. So we know he's athletic. That's clear. Getting 4 other categories was interesting. So what we have on this list is accuracy. So how accurate is he with the ball? His strength, both in his arm and just him in general. His awareness in the pocket. And his leadership. While that seems kind of odd, there's a couple ways I can think to translate that into the game of Madden. Some stuff with, I guess, selflessness for his team. So could he block? Can he tackle if he throws a pick six? I throw a pick six since I'm going to be playing as him, and some some intangible stuff. Some if he has poor leadership, that could mean I don't let him get certain abilities in the game. So I think I'm going to be able to translate it as the fifth skill. So what is he elite at? This is his elite statistic. Athleticism was a great one. Elite strength, both in his arm and in his body. So he's just going to run you over. What is he good at? Accuracy is probably pretty important to get here. We'll take leadership. That's fine. Having good leadership. He's a QB, even though he won't be there some of the time because he's primarily a basketball guy. But good leadership is good nonetheless. And he'll have get going. He'll have good awareness. So his accuracy's kind of poor. He's got a good arm. He's got the strength, but he's basically going to be throwing the ball like Anthony Richardson, which is interesting. But hey, throwing a baseball and throwing a football are two completely different things. You can zip it across the field with a baseball. It struggles a little bit with the football, which we'll work on. This is going to be a multi-year process. All right. This is a list of all the professional basketball teams that have the other two sports nearby. Obviously, if we land on one of the New York or LA teams, we'll have to kind of decide from there. But for the most part, whichever city this lands on, will be the city of all three teams he plays for. Then give it a sort. And let's give it a spin. He will be playing in Golden State. So the Bay Area will host Jason Thorpe. Now that that's done, after a lot of work, we have our three players. Jason came out to a 84 overall in basketball. He will be starting alongside Steph Curry as the point guard for the Warriors. In baseball, he came out to an 85. Yes, he's a little bit higher, but even though basketball is his main sport, I think it's going to be okay. I think he'll play better for the series with his statistics where they are. And finally, in football, he is a 79 overall, so he's serviceable. He's not the greatest QB of all time, but he'll definitely get the job done. Doesn't have great accuracy. He'll make some passes, but will definitely be running the ball a lot with Jason as the QB on the Niners. So, I've gone through. I've gotten the schedules pulled from each team. I've put them all in a spreadsheet. We are good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be fun. Be sure to tune in to the streams on Twitch, and I'll be posting the streams compiled together as month-long videos here on YouTube. So let's get after it and watch and play the career of the ultimate athlete, Jason Thorpe.